Welcome back, everyone. I think many of us are probably at this point starting to get a little stir crazy and maybe getting a little bit bummed out by all of those virtual hangouts. But maybe instead of getting down about it, it's time to get a bit more creative. So, here with ways to freshen up your online get togethers, event planner Trevor Frankfurt is back. Welcome, Trevor.
Hi.
So the first suggestion is not something, I'll be honest, that I would have thought out of the gate, and that is a virtual magic show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, who doesn't love magic? So Jan Markson took his live show and created this amazing online virtual experience with magic and mentalism, comedy, and so much more. I mean, this guy is going to blow your mind.
Okay, so we hear of this man Yun, but why don't we actually invite him into the conversation and he's going to do one of his tricks with us? Welcome, Yun.
Thank
Hi,
you. Thank you
Yun.
for having me. Hi, guys. So let's give it a shot. I'm going to try some with you here, a little mentalism trick, which is based on associations. We're going to try this with Lainey. Okay, Lainey, we'll try with you. But
Yeah.
Trevor, Mel, feel free to think about what you would have decided in your mind, and everybody watching at home as well. So, Lainey, we're going to play a little game here, okay? I have a bunch of shapes here. I want you in your mind to pick a shape and memorize it, all right? Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, great. Now,
Yeah,
I've asked, do you have a pen or a marker in front of you?
I do.
Yeah. Put it up to your nose like this. Move it off of your nose and go in a circle just like this. Now keep going in a circle. And as you're doing that, in your mind, I want you to imagine the shape inside of that circle. Just keep picturing that shape. And if it helps, sometimes it helps me, you can go like this. All right? It really helps you return. Don't actually try that. I'm just joking. Don't try it at home, guys. Put the pen away. Now, you have a shape in your mind. Let's take it a
I do.
step further. Can you think of a pin code? Actually, you could even say it out loud. What would be like a 4-digit pin code you would come up with?
8888.
So here's where it gets really interesting. You see, when I showed you all these shapes, Trevor, which shape did you go with?
I chose the moon.
Okay, so it's over here, right? And which shape did you go with, Mel?
The star.
The star. Okay, so these are the two. Now, Lainey, did you pick one of those? Did you pick the moon or the star?
No,
Which one did you go with?
triangle.
A triangle. Okay. Now let me ask you this, because the whole point was that you could have picked anything. If I ask different people, they're going to give me different answers, as you can clearly tell. So if I open
Right.
up this envelope right now, and inside here I have a triangle, would you be impressed?
Yes.
Yes. I think I can do even better than that. Let me show you. Inside
Okay.
here, I do have a triangle, which is pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? It gets better than that, because on the other side, I have a pin code that I wrote down, and it is 8888.
What?
And that's the point. That's the point of a virtual show. It's to show you the power of influence, to show you just how predictable we can all be in a really fun and engaging way.
Cool.
Wow.
That is amazing. Jan, you're going to leave us wanting more. That was phenomenal. And thanks
Thank
for
you.
joining us for that little tidbit of wow. Thanks so much.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right, Trevor, I feel bad for you. That's a hard act to follow. And now you have to give us like ideas and suggestions that are just as interesting as Yun. Let's start with murder mystery nights, which is something that I think sounds really cool. I just haven't tried it, especially in a virtual setting.
I found this company called Masters of Mystery that has so many different themed versions of their murder mystery. There was a Christmas version and pirates and the 80s, but what we chose was the 1920s. Mainly because I wanted to talk like this. Oh, that's how they talk in the 20s, right? It was so much fun. I got to play the role of the host slash detective. And what that means is I get to organize the whole event and guide the evening throughout the whole process. So
Oh,
what they
now
do is they
Mel's
send
interested.
me. They'll send you everything digitally, and then I sent invitations out to all my friends. I suggested to them what their characters would be and what they could wear. And that was the trickiest part, is in a lockdown, you have to get creative with what you're going to wear, because you can't just run out and rent a costume or buy a costume. So because I was the detective, I printed off a picture of a fedora. I cut it out, I glued it to some cardboard, and then stapled it to a toque. Look, doesn't it look like I'm actually wearing a fedora?
Yes,
It
So cool.
does.
I love all of these ideas, but here's something I have been interested in trying but haven't yet either, and that is online cooking as a group. So take us through how that would work.
Yeah, it's super easy. I love cooking, but sometimes I find recipes online to not have enough description for me, especially pasta, like fresh pasta. So that's what I wanted to challenge myself with. I got a great recipe from Italy, and they sent me all of the ingredients the morning of the event. We threw our aprons on, logged into Zoom, and we started cooking, all of us, with the chef from Italy.
Was it clothing
And
optional?
What kind of, yeah, what kind of a cooking thing was this? Wait a
that was
second.
that was my partner and I. We didn't know that this was going to be part of the segment when we did this, and just happened to take a picture. We had so much fun, and the chef from Italy was just so knowledgeable. He made us so comfortable. It felt like he was like part of the group, like part of our friends. It was awesome.
Here's a new one. Isolation bingo. Aren't we isolated enough, Trevor? How does this work?
So it's RuPaul's Drag Race Season 9 contestant Charlie Hides, who used to do this in bars and pubs, but can't do that anymore. So she took her show online. It's a interactive extravaganza with people from all over the world. But what's so cool about it is it's not just a bingo game, it's also a cabaret show, it's a stand-up comedy routine, there's sing-alongs and dance-alongs. It's literally the most fun that I've had virtually this entire year, and every week it's a different theme. So there's been Halloween and Christmas, and it's so much fun.
I don't know if you know me very well, but I do not mess with the paranormal. I want nothing to do with your next suggestion, but I know there are a lot of people out there who do like getting spooked and maybe tempting fate and hanging out with ghosts. So what do you have?
This was so terrifying. I love scary movies, and I actually felt like I was in my own scary movie this night. It was called The Haunting at Home, a paranormal adventure, and you're literally finding out if your house is haunted through all sorts of different...
No. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
There's 6 experiments that you do. You shut the drapes, you turn all the lights off, you light candles, and you take part in these experiments. It was so freaky that now I worry I'm going to have to actually move out of my house.
I don't know if you're selling this well, Trevor.
But it was so much fun at the same time.
I can't even look at this.
No.
That was the one that scared me the most.
This is a hard pass. Is it off the screen yet? Is it off the screen?
We're scaring Lainey too.
It's off. Oh my God. Even just that footage is spooky. Okay. This is along the same lines for some people, because some people really like tarot cards as perhaps a way. Now you did this. You had your tarot card read. What was that experience like?
It was actually a really positive experience. Like you, Mel, I always thought that tarot had to do with scary and ghosts, but I did this reading with a wonderful and lovely woman named Lori, and she taught me that it's not about being scary. It's more insightful and accurate and enlightening, and helps you face challenges with clarity and courage. So this is how my story started.
The very first card that I put down is the card that makes everyone pee themselves a little when they get it, but it's an awesome card. It's one of my favorite cards to get personally, because it just bear with me. You got the death card, okay?
Okay.
So what she taught me, though, is that it's not about physical death. It's about transformational change and your relationship to change. So what could be scary is if you're not into change, but if you're open to it, it's actually a really positive card.
Trevor, these are really, really cool experiences, truly something for everyone. And if you're watching saying, how do we get all this information? We have got you covered. If you check out all of our social media channels, that's at the Social CTV. We've got all of this information up there for you after the show. Now, we're not done yet. A few of us trying our hand at getting our tarot cards read after this. We'll be right back.